one of those days, isn't it? I'm finding that a lot of what I'm going through at the moment, having just lost my job, basically, is a lot like what people say retirement's like. You get everything done in the first few days, maybe the first few weeks, and then you don't know what to do with yourself. Well, I'm in that position at the moment. I've got through most of what I plan to get done just after the election. The only thing I haven't done is see Avengers Endgame, which I may do tonight, may do tomorrow night. And now it's basically planning for what I'm going to do next. I've got the plans I explained yesterday. Got to put them into fruition. That's going to be my job today. What is it you want to do to my wall?
I'm going to move all these pictures so that ultimately the shelving can be extended to about here where the door opens to.
Okay.
And it'll just be a continuation of all these shelves going right down as far as that one over there does. I'll work out conservatively there'll be enough shelf space for PS2 games to cover a full full PAL collection. And there should be enough room, possibly even with a few spares left over. It would be the final push to get the PS2 collection all housed within the one room. So essentially, the first stage is I've moved a display cabinet from the top of the stairs up into the loft, which has freed up some wall space, which we can now move these pictures to. Well, this is where it gets a bit awkward, because we're trying to cover up these holes, which is where there was a display cabinet here, which has gone up into the loft. But I also want it to tessellate with the previous pattern. So
there isn't a previous pattern. The previous pattern is purposefully eclectic. That's the idea. That's why it looks interesting when you see it on the wall.
So what I'm going to suggest is I'm going to put this here.
I'm not sure. I think one of the big Star Trek pictures should be there. That's looking pretty good, babe.
It's a shame we couldn't get the third one there.
Yeah, I can't help it.
So we'll put the third one. You don't really want it directly.
I think it should be in the middle of between the two at the bottom.
So what, move that?
No.
Put it.
Yeah, put it there.
Okay. So that works, and then this one will move elsewhere.
You're making a pretty good job of rebacking these.
Yeah, it's fairly simple.
It's just a shame that it has to be done, to be honest with you. I thought it would last.
No, tape always loses its sticky a little bit. So.
Yeah, it's only been, what, 6 years?
Yeah, and if we'd have left it on the wall, it would have probably continued along quite happily, but it's just wanting to disturb them. It's always the tricky bit, trying to get these to go on the hook. Whoa, first time.
That looks brilliant.
Yeah, squeezy pasty. That does actually, that does look awesome. The cool wall extends, freeing up space in the office for all important games.
I'm not sure. Looks a little better to me. What do you think?
I think we need to move that one as well. See, that one we can put there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we move that one to there.
Yeah, alright. Let's do it.
There you are. And the shelves will butt up to there. They'll come right down to the floor there, and that should give, yeah, plenty of space for the door to open without hitting it.
Just gotta work out what I'm going to do with all of these cartridges now. Well, I suppose they will fit on this shelf over here. So maybe I can fit them all in. Right, well thank you very much, Jen.
You're welcome, any time. Apart from times where it's not convenient.
Right, guys. This is actually being filmed the day after, because I realised as I was about to sit down and edit that the montage I recorded yesterday of the work that we're doing, it doesn't make sense without this explanation, which I forgot to actually make. So, the business is coming back in stages. The first stage is I brought back Game Hammer Daily and the articles on the Game Hammer website, because a lot of that is pretty quick to put together. The footage for Game Hammer Daily takes about half an hour to get. A little bit longer if it's a big complex game, but we can do it. Putting together stuff for Game Hammer, the website is research, which takes about half an hour to an hour, and then writing the article, which takes another half an hour. So it's very simple stuff, and I'm trying to build up from there and work out what I can do day by day to build the business up to the point where everything is now running again. And it also means if we're gradually introducing things like this, that it's a more it's a more sensible way of doing things because I can see what fits where and plan the week as I go based on my knowledge of how long things take. For example, I know that bringing the comics back is going to take 2 full days of work to get the week's worth of comics, which means I've scheduled those in for Friday and Saturday, which is a time that I know I'm likely to have a lot of time without anyone trying to disturb me. And Jen's not going to be here, so I won't be filming for her. I won't be mothered too much by phone calls and things like that. Friday and Saturday, they're the days for the comics. So, comics come back next week. Things like that. I know how to plan my week once I know how everything fits together. So that's the way I'm doing it. I'm trying to do a sensible, structured reintroduction of all of the areas. The compilation books that we're putting together, Life of an Opti Mouse Volume 2, All Over the House Volume 3, they're going to come together, but that's going to be next week before I even start on those. And we're building up like that. It's a very sensible way of doing things. I think that's going to work out very well. And we'll see how we go from there. Anyway, that's all I've got for today, so thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, or today, from my point of view, but tomorrow from your point of view. Bye.